It still feels absolutely surreal saying this, but in 2026, I've officially stepped into my 30s. Every year, I make it a point to document my net worth as a way to stay grounded and reflect on how far I've come. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys how much have I saved and invested at 30 years old, and more importantly, how I got here. Without further ado, let's dive straight into today's video. Let's go. A little bit of a background for those of you who are new here before we go into the numbers. I graduated university in 2019. Shortly after, I took a gap year because I was going through a really difficult season in my life. I shared a little bit more in these videos. I'll link up above and down in the description box below. In April 2020, days before the COVID-19 lockdown, I started my first full-time corporate job in internal audit, taking home a gross monthly salary of $2,700. Yes, my income wasn't high at all. I stayed in that same company for 3 years before leaving it in July 2023, and this was my salary progression. Midway through, while working my corporate job, I started this YouTube channel in April 2022 as a passion project. And no, I did not earn anything until almost 10 months later. At 27 in 2023, my net worth crossed $100,000. At that point, bulk of the money actually came from money that I had saved, working since the age of 17, part-time jobs, side hustles, selling Instax printer, etc. Basically anything that I could do to earn and save. I recently wrote in my life and money journal about the 7 things I did that carried me to my first $100,000 and beyond. That journal is where I share a little more deeply across 6 chapters covering the different seasons of my life. In 2024, income from content creation then started picking up. So by the age of 28, my net worth grew to $205,000 as shared in this video. And honestly, I don't credit this growth purely to just earning more. I credit it to the money mindsets that I refuse to abandon. Even as my income grew month on month, had it not been for those principles, the same ones that I stuck to even when I was earning much less, doubling my net worth in just 1 year would not have been possible. For context, I do include CPF in my net worth calculations. You do you and I'll do me. Let me explain why. I've experienced firsthand how CPF actually benefited me, not just as a future retirement tool, but even in present life planning. Like when I had to go for my spine surgery in 2024, most of the bill was paid with monies in my CPF. I just overnight woke up and could not walk, and I was rushed to the doctors, did my MRI scans and went for a surgery. I could opt not to, but I wanted an immediate relief, and because I had the options, I went for the surgery, and most of it was paid with monies in my CPF. If not for that, I would have touched a lot of my cash in my savings account. Over the course of our lives, CPF isn't just locked away for retirement. It can be used for housing purposes, medical bills, and ultimately providing income during our retirement years. So when I talk about my net worth in this video, CPF is included because it plays a real, tangible role in both my present decisions and my future security as well. One more thing for context, I don't count any unrealized profits or losses in my net worth for my investments. I know many people do, and that's totally valid, but personally, I choose not to. Maybe because right now, most of my investments are sitting on unrealized gains, and the moment I start including those fluctuations in my net worth, it actually makes me feel a little uneasy, not in a bad way, but in a this kind of doesn't feel grounded and real kind of way. I don't know how to explain it, and it's perfectly fine if you do include it in your net worth, but for me, I don't. Unrealized gains don't feel real to me until I actually sell it and recognize that profits or losses. Again, all of this is just my framework. You do not have to do it this way. So let's break down all the numbers right now. 1 year ago, 1st of Jan 2025 at age 29, my net worth was at $316,000. Then 6 months later, it crossed the $400,000 milestone. Fast forward to this year, 1st of Jan 2026, the year I turned 30. Based on my Notion finance tracker that gives me an immediate snapshot of all my account balances, I currently have a little under $133,000 in cash. I know that this is a lot of money to be holding in cash, and yes, in most cases, this would ideally be invested, but right now I'm preparing for my first property down payment later this year. So accumulating cash is very intentional for me this season, at least until middle of this year. Some of you might be wondering, why am I choosing to commit to something this big as a house when whatever that I'm doing right now can be done from anywhere in the world? Like right now, I'm here in Korea. Why am I choosing to settle down in Singapore? I did share my personal reasons in this video, but long story short, family commitments brings me back to the point where I want to settle down in Singapore so I can be around family. That's it. I do not let this money sit idle, earning just a mere 0.05% per annum interest. Where possible, I park it in a high-yield savings account and I make the effort to fulfill requirements to earn around 2% interest right now, even though rates are not as attractive as before, as we all know. I also rotate some of this cash into money market funds whenever there are good opportunities. For example, this February, Longbridge Singapore, an MAS licensed broker, is running a campaign for new users where you get a 5% interest booster for one entire year on $2,000 placed in their Cash Plus money market fund with my exclusive link down in the description box below, or you can scan this QR code over here. On top of that, if you meet the holding and trading requirements, there are also rewards in the form of Nvidia and Apple shares worth up to $1,150. I'm personally comfortable using money market funds for short-term cash because they offer decent returns while being relatively low risk and liquid. I use Longbridge for my family's investments mainly because they offer zero commission fees and platform fee coupons for the Singapore, Hong Kong, and US stock market, which helps keep long-term costs down, especially when you're just starting out. And because it's Chinese New Year, a sure win ang pao worth $888 could be yours. All you need to do is open a Longbridge account during this promotion period. No minimum deposit is required. I'll leave more details down in the description box below. But the key point here is this: even when I'm holding cash, I try to make sure that it's working and not sleeping. After cash, we have investments where bulk of my net worth is at. And as a reminder, counting only the capital that I've invested, not any unrealized gains or losses, it's sitting at $306,000. Let's break that all down right now. Usually at the start of the year, I would also do a video that would break down how I've invested my monies thus far and share with you guys the progress, but that's not out yet. Give me some time. But I will break down for you in 5 broad categories how this $306,000 is being invested. US stock market, I have roughly 90,000 Singapore dollars invested right now. Another reason why I don't take into account unrealized gains and losses, there's also one more factor if I really wanted to do it. It's foreign currency fluctuations. A US dollar worth today is not the same as what it was worth a year ago, and if I had to take that into account, I honestly would be a lot more confused than what it is. So I only count in the SGD amount that I funded into that brokerage account. Second is my Singapore stock holdings. This I have an updated video. I'll link that up above and down in the description box below. But I released that early January and it's the most updated. I've not invested any more monies because I'm saving up for a house down payment. You can make reference to that if you want to, but again, it's also $90 over $1,000 for cash accounts. Then we have my SRS account, which I've contributed for the past 2 years to save on taxes, and that is also invested in the Singapore stock market. We have bonds coming in. Fourth is $40,000, and this is the current bond holdings that I have. I will still keep it all the way up until mid this year, and if I do need this amount for my house down payment, I will then liquidate my bonds first. I did release on my Instagram the order of which my investments will go if I need to touch my investments for my property purchase. I'll link that down in the description box below. Lastly, there's one managed portfolio which I started early last year, and thus far I've been investing $100 a month, and it's currently at $1,100 capital invested. I'll share with you guys the update of this portfolio really soon. This is how the $306,000 is being invested across the 5 categories. Now moving on to CPF. Because I'm an employee of my own company, I am contributing to CPF as an employee, and as an employer, I am also contributing that amount to my CPF. So the difference is quite big as compared to last year. Right now in my CPF account, I have $122,000 across the 3 different accounts. I've also liquidated my CPF investment account and realized a profit of about $4,000 over late last year. I did share it in one of the videos. I'll link up above and down in the description box below. After accounting for everything, my net worth as of 1st of January 2026 comes in at $549,969.87. I'll be honest, seeing this number still feels unreal. Not because of the amount itself, but because I remember very clearly the version of me who was just trying to get through the day, to figure things out, not knowing what the future would look like for me. During the days of depression, I slept till like 2-3 p.m. Did not want to get out of my room. Did not want to do anything at all. So coming this far where I am right now is just unreal to me. This did not happen overnight. It was years of consistency, pushing out videos even when the views were like, what, 10, 15, 20, to what it is right now. And I can't be more grateful for where I am and the life that I have right now. And I guess this is the reason why this net worth video was so delayed, because as I was scripting for this, a lot of as I was scripting for this net worth video came out really late, and right now it's February, because I know how hard it would be to film the ending. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is I'm grateful that you guys are here with me, and I don't take any of this lightly, and I'm really grateful that all of you have been nothing but support, truly. There's so much more to come. I can't wait to settle down in Singapore to be able to build this community with you guys in person. I've received so much, and it's only right for me to give back now. So I hope you guys follow along on this journey, because when I say that I want to meet you guys in person, I am planning things behind the scenes right now. I can't wait for what's to come. In 2026, it'll be a better year, and I just want to say thank you so much for the support. If there's one way or another that I could give back, it is to organize those community events, to meet you guys in person, and to just be on this journey with you guys. So yeah, if there's one thing I hope you take away from this video, it's this. Your net worth is not a race. Don't compare it to mine. It's a reflection of your life, your choices, and the season you're in. Whether you're at 5,000, 50,000, or somewhere in between, what matters more than the number is building a system that you can actually stick to. What works for me might not work for you, but I hope you take the time to slowly figure out who you are with money and how that plays a role in your life. As always, I'm sharing my journey. It's not a template. If you have any questions, my Instagram DMs are open. You want to join my Telegram community, QR code is over here. Come and build this community with me together. I just want to say a huge thank you to you guys, and I look forward to what 2026 will be like. And that's all for today's video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye-bye.